Scott, we're sat in a slightly different setting to what we would normally be doing on a Saturday afternoon. The club are delighted to announce that you are going to be signing a new contract with the club. What are your thoughts, feelings, and how has that come about?
Yeah, no, obviously the first thought is delighted, extremely proud as well. I think from 14 months ago, taking over, not knowing kind of where we were going, how things were going to pan out. I think the last 14 months for me, on a personal note, have been extremely enjoyable, frustrating at times, stressful, but something that I've loved doing. And I think over the previous sort of few months, I think the results have been something that we're extremely proud of as a management team. I think it's important to say that although it's my contract that I'll be signing, I think the management team, it's theirs as well. I think they've been a huge part of the success that we've had in the past few months. Then obviously moving on to the players who have been brilliant, who allow me to sort of get the results that we need for me to get a new contract. So I'm fully aware that it's a joint effort. Then moving on to the supporters that have been backing me the whole way. So didn't take me long to say yes when obviously the board of directors offered it to me. It's an absolute no-brainer. I think this club for me has felt like home for the last 6 years. And then to be here now for hopefully another 2.5 years, for me, it's brilliant that I can obviously get it signed and crack on with the season.
You've signed this new contract and you have your staff of your team as well. I'm assuming the idea is to keep Tony, Chris and Alex with you for the entirety of your current contract. Just about them, how much have they helped as well so far?
Yeah, hugely. They're not going anywhere for sure. Yella is sort of the older head at football when I'm here on Tuesday nights, Thursday nights and Saturday. He's someone that I can trust wholeheartedly, someone that I consider one of my best mates now. So I know that he gives me good advice, he challenges me at times. Ultimately, I'll make the decisions when it comes to picking the team and whatnot, but he'll always advise me correctly and challenge me, like I said, which is it's a good way to work. He's someone that's been brilliant for the changing room. He's an enthusiast, a motivator, man management is brilliant as well. Obviously Chrissy and his coaching, he's come in and been a breath of fresh air in the summer. Lads are really enjoying working with him as well. I think his commitment as well to the cause in terms of watching games, analysis, along with me during the week, we're sort of the two that tend to watch most games. So he's been brilliant. And then Winesy. So Winesy's worked with the keepers. They've really enjoyed his sessions. I think Dan Lincoln has come in and worked well together. And then obviously you can't forget the likes of Chico as well, who's brilliant at his job. Mark kind of helping out with the kit. So I don't think there's going to be any changes from my end. It's definitely people that I trust, that I like working with, and I'm sure as long as they want to stay with me, then that'll be the team for the foreseeable future.
And as you said, things are going very well on the pitch at the moment. What are your thoughts now, knowing that you've got this now new long-term deal? What are your thoughts regarding the rest of the season to come?
It's an interesting one because a lot of people, I think, during their time when they sign a new contract, kind of get comfortable, and I feel comfortable in my surroundings, and I think that's why it works so well. I think the relationship of managing up with Ash and the board of directors is brilliant. Got a really good relationship with Ash, speak to him probably 8 or 10 times a day. We're quite open and honest with each other. And then, like I said, in terms of feeling comfortable, it's a good feeling. I'm allowed to make mistakes and learn from them, but I certainly won't take my foot off the gas. I think if anything now, I'll work even harder. We've got ourselves into a good situation this season, and we now need to try and capitalise on that and extend the season for as long as we can. And what I mean by that is we want to keep the season alive in a positive spin. We don't want to look over our shoulder at a relegation battle. I do believe that we've done enough to get away from the bottom 4. I think it's 15 points now. We probably need 3 or 4 more wins and we should be there. But we've spoken as a group, as a management team, with the players the other day in terms of what do we want our season to be. And I think we've got the ability in there, but maybe what we've not had over the last 14 months is consistency. Over the last 3-4 months we have had that, but it's about putting it together now for the next 3 months and seeing where that takes us. People mention the word playoffs on social media, people have mentioned it to me, and we're certainly not getting ahead of ourselves. I think the teams above us, like I said after my interview on Saturday's game, they're there because they're expected to be there, they have to be there. There's no pressure on us to get into the playoffs. I think the club know where we're at, but there's always a surprise every season, and why can't that be us with the form that we're in? We've competed in most games, and we're really happy with the group that we've got.
And then, of course, with the improvement off the pitch as well, we're seeing increased numbers at the ground to see some of these exciting games. Just a word from you about everything off the pitch as well as on the pitch seemingly going well as well.
Yeah, it's in a really good place. I know that the board of directors, Ash definitely is down here a number of hours a day working hard. He's obviously got the support of the people around him as well. Everyone's trying to drive the club in the right direction. I think the thing for us is that we've got their backing, and I think you're starting to see that on the pitch now in terms of us being able to bring players in, to be creative with the way that we pick the team and the way that we play. We're left to our own devices in terms of how we want to set up, which is great. And then obviously the fans, the supporters, over 1,000 here on Saturday. And I said that extra sort of 250 people, it makes a hell of a difference. It feels like the place is packed, it feels busy. And the support, obviously, after the game on Saturday was incredible. I think when the goal went in, it was extremely loud. And it's nice to see, obviously, putting smiles on people's faces. And like I've always said, they're the best bunch behind the goal, round the sides of the stands. And we're extremely proud to have them as our supporters. And the weirdest thing is at non-league level, yeah, you get to know people because obviously you mingle in the bar after games, but we know a lot of the supporters now by names. Even the new players are starting to learn who people are, and it's a real special feeling. And for me, obviously, when the board of directors came to me and said, we want to offer you a new contract, it's a no-brainer for reasons like that. I don't think you get that at other clubs. I'm still learning my trade, I'm going to make mistakes. I've got a lot to learn still. I think I've done just over 60 games now. So I think it comes from being a place of humble, where I know that this is probably the best place for me to be. I don't know where management will take me, and I'm not really that interested in where it will take me, to be honest, at the moment. I want to solely focus on Slough, trying to be successful here, and then who knows, maybe one day where that might lead to. But football changes so quickly as well. I think you can have a few bad results and all of a sudden your neck's on the line. So I'm very aware that we need to carry on the run that we're on. 15 unbeaten as well at home, it certainly helps, obviously, with the sort of the togetherness and that feeling of unity. So extremely proud, Connor. Obviously, for me, I want to try and make sure this season finishes in a good, positive way of mind for everyone. But that's down to us now, I guess.
Yeah, congratulations, Scott, and we look forward to seeing many more things from you and the coaching team and the players.
Cheers, Connor. Thank you.